Welcome back. This week, thousands of kids across our state are heading back to the classroom. Going back to school can be an exciting time, but can also be anxiety-inducing for students. So how can parents help their kids cope? Joining us now is Dr. Saunders, clinical psychologist at Hartford Healthcare. Doctor, it's great to see you.
Thank you for having me, Kathryn.
So first, how can parents prepare their kids for back to school? What should they do?
So the key word there is prepare. So there's things that you can do, even if school's already started or about to start, there's things that you can do to get yourself ready. I mean, adjustment in sleep schedule might be a little too late, but knowing that you do need to adjust your sleep, improving your reaction to things. I think if your child is worried about things that you can, it's because there's so many new things. It could be a new school, it could be a new bus route, it could be a new classroom and new friends. And, talking about some of those things, but also practicing them, going to the school, driving the bus route, seeing what it would look like.
What kind of advice do you give for parents about checking in with students during that first school week?
I think the best thing to do is look for the match between words and behavior. Very often kids don't say, I'm worried, or I don't like this, or I do like this, but their behavior shows it. So you want to look at a match. So if your child says, I'm doing terrible, but their behavior looks like they're actually fine, that gives you a lot more information. So you want to find a match in behavior and words. You can ask, but very often you don't always get the direct answer.
So what are some signs of anxiety that would be key indicators?
I think it's pretty typical in this beginning part of the year, especially based on developmental level and kids' own vulnerabilities, to expect an adjustment. So I would actually use the word adjustment as opposed to anxiety. Adjustment is the act of redistributing sort of your time and your energy. So you're adjusting. Anxiety gets to the point where it's much more excessive and in some way hindering your functioning.
It's all really good advice. What tools are available for parents to help their kids who have anxiety?
So I think in situations where it involves school, I always want to start with your school resource personnel. You want to check in with your child's teacher and see what behaviors they notice. You want to check with school support personnel because they have a lot of resources. There's other kids who might be struggling with things, sometimes a small group. Unstructured times like playtime or recess or phys ed or lunch can be really difficult for kids with social anxiety. So checking in with your school resource personnel.
And also, how do you tell if a child is experiencing normal back to school jitters or deeper anxiety issues? How do you know that?
That's a great question. So I think a lot of kids have jitters, very often, and the younger kids have somatic complaints, like they have a stomach ache or a headache, or their head hurts, their elbow hurts, something hurts, right? That's how they express their concerns without being able to say I'm worried. Older kids might have a better ability, or they might withdraw or be avoidant. I look for time. Has this been going on for a protracted period of time? And is it hindering their functioning? Are they not getting themselves to school? Are they not doing their school activities? Are they not starting to do their work? Do they seem more withdrawn? So really look at their behavior and if it's hindering their functioning.
All right, great advice, Dr. Saunders, clinical psychologist at Hartford Healthcare. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Kathryn.
All right, thank you.